Howdy, my name is Cloudy. Welcome back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't check out my past video, make sure you go and check out my past video. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy your stay, Cloudy with you day. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Today, we got a video from the Cosmic Wonder. It's low-key been a minute. I've been reacting to everything always. But today, we got Marvel MCU reboot plans. Hugh Jackman is the main Wolverine. We got the Midnight Suns, and got some Blade updates.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. It looks like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine really is going to stick around in the MCU until he's 90, just like they said in Deadpool and Wolverine, as we have a new report that said
Bro got a contract with Marvel until he's 90 years old, bro. How old is he right now?
Wolverine is basically going to be sticking around for a very long time, even after
And that's a good thing, though.
Secret Wars. So after we get the reset of the MCU,
I don't think nobody else
we
can
get
play
our
Wolverine
new
better than him.
X-Men, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is still going to be there. Even if there's another Wolverine, we're still going to have Hugh Jackman.
Damn, so that means we gonna get all the way up. Well, we just had the Old Man Logan. So are they planning on doing a lot more like solo movies with Wolverine? Or having him pop up in more Marvel movies, like cameos and stuff like that? Because I'm completely okay with that, especially if bro really gonna be here until he's 90 years old. Might as well put him to work, bro. You know what I'm saying? But if they decide to do that with Hugh Jackman, bro, what other characters do y'all think they want to stay until they like 90 years old too, bro? Because I'm pretty sure it's not just Hugh Jackman they doing this for, bro.
We also have news about Blade and the Midnight Suns today to go over, and I know
and
a
we
lot
got
of
the
people are really
Midnight
excited.
Suns. Wait, Doctor Strange is a part of the Midnight Suns? So this is gonna be the squad. We got Punisher, we got Ghost Rider, Blade, Doctor Strange. I have no idea who the guy with the Sparta outfit. I don't know who that is. And then we got Moon Knight. You know what I'm saying? Is there more characters in the Midnight Suns, or are these gonna be the first ones we see on screen together, and then it's gonna grow out to be more? Because I'm excited for this, bro. And is this gonna be a TV show or a movie?
For them to come, we'll talk about what Marvel's plan is for them and Wolverine in this video. But if you're new and you love Marvel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel videos. So our first report is coming from insider Daniel RPK, who says Marvel Studios reportedly has plans for Hugh Jackman to return in more MCU projects, plural, after Avengers Secret Wars. Now, right away, I think this is great, but I do think it comes with some problems, and you might be with me on this, you might not be with me. But we are going to get a new X-Men team, but new actors playing these characters is what we're going to get with.
Bro, I've been watching X-Men 97, bro. Rogue is strong as hell, bro. Where did she learn how to fly and all that stuff, bro? I thought she just makes stuff decay, you know? And see, that's why I don't read comic books, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, I gotta find some comic stories or whatever the case is on YouTube, and I found a couple, so we gonna put them out, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can send them in too, you feel me? But Rogue is strong, bro. I feel like she might be one of the strongest characters in the whole MCU. And then I seen that her and Gambit are a thing too. So bro, the X-Men saga is gonna be X-Men saga is gonna be great. It's gonna be great, bro. We finna get Jubilee and all them, bro. Watch.
Completely new stories.
And I know more about the X-Men and stuff
from the comics, but they're gonna be new in the MCU. So with that, we get a new Cyclops, a new Jean Grey, a new Professor X, and a new Wolverine should be in there. But if we're going to have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine stick around, what does that mean for these stories? Are we gonna have an X-Men?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Who gonna play?
Get Jean and Scott, and eventually Logan comes into the equation. Is that going to be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine?
Or is it going to be a new Wolverine?
I don't necessarily think so. I do actually think we're going to go into a time where they have two Wolverines. And I think this is actually going to be, I shouldn't say a common theme, but I think this is actually going to be
this whole variant thing is going to be crazy.
More than we actually think it's going to be done.
That's what I'm saying, bro. When they dropped the Loki show, bro, that was them pretty much laying the foundation for variants, bro. And they were pretty much saying, like, bro, we finna use this for the rest of the, you know, just in case we need a character to come back or we need to clear some things up, whatever the case is, we could just say it's a variant. And I honestly think that's exactly what it is, bro. I think the variant thing, it might actually, you know, fit into the story or whatever the case is. but it's also like a fallback just in case they need to redo something. They can use the variant excuse and be like, yeah, he was a variant, that wasn't really him.
Recently that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is probably going to survive the reset. I would be shocked if he didn't. But also Chris Hemsworth as Thor is also going to survive the reset. But at the same time, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has confirmed they're going to recast characters like Iron Man and Captain America. So what does that mean for the original Avengers? Does Thor
how's that going to tie into
just the main Thor? Does Hugh continue?
See, now I got questions, bro, because is the story going to continue how it is and they just going to have new characters, or is it going to be like the story that the characters are going to know, like, you're not the Steve Rogers I know, you know, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Are they going to use these variants? Are they going to use the whole variant thing to bring in to reboot the MCU, bro? Because it's a possible way for them to do it, especially if they trying to keep the story going on. They not really trying to redo a story. They just trying to like you know, pretty much make it an ongoing sentence, I guess you could say. This is crazy, bro. So if they recasting, are they redoing the stories too?
Is the main Wolverine, or do we suddenly have two of the same character? Well, that is actually what Marvel Studios is setting up in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. They are setting up the future of the MCU to have one universe in which more than one of the same character can exist. And the reason they can do this is because of what's about to happen in Doomsday and Secret Wars. A lot of us pretty much believe at this point that Avengers Doomsday will end with the destruction of the multiverse. Only one thing is going to be remaining, and that thing is most likely Battleworld, created and ruled by God Emperor Doom. Battleworld, as most of you probably know, is a world that is created from the remnants of a bunch of other universes. So the entire multiverse gets destroyed. So in the comics, it's around 40 different universes that get fused into one world. So
Earth Prime, bro. Y'all can't tell me they're not, bro. Did DC steal this from Marvel, from their comic books, or did Marvel steal this from DC, bro? This is basically Earth Prime, bro. Just like what happened in the in the Flash series, bro. When they had, I think it was, what was it called? Crisis, Earth Crisis, whatever. The whole little series thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll call it the EP because it was like a collect of episodes that just had to do with that crisis situation. And then you remember they end up having a world where all of the worlds like collided and became Earth Prime. Pretty much what Battleworld is pretty much being explained to me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Who stole who? You know what I'm saying? Who stole what from who, bro? Who's the thief here?
Think about what that means in the MCU. Right away, we can already think of a bunch of different universes that could collide.
This is Earth
and all
Prime,
of a sudden,
bro.
A lot of these characters could coexist with each other. For example, we've heard recently that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man could be in Avengers Doomsday. If that is the case, and his universe becomes a part of Battleworld, and we move forward after Secret Wars with that universe, that means Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Tom Holland's Spider-Man could exist in our new universe after the reset. And if Andrew Garfield shows up, his Spider-Man could exist in that universe as well. The same thing goes for Thor. We're obviously going to have our main Thor, Chris Hemsworth, but with one of these universes getting combined into Battleworld, there could be a newer, younger Thor, and that character, that actor, could survive the reset, and all of a sudden we have a new young Thor, but also at the same time we still have Chris Hemsworth Thor. And I think this could be really cool. I think this could be done really well. I actually think older Thor, Chris Hemsworth, could kind of take the role of Odin a little bit. I do think there needs to be an Odin, but
I've been hearing a lot about them saying Thor is gonna become the Rune King in one of the Avengers movies, or possibly his own movie, because you know they've been talking about a Thor 5, bro. And I honestly feel like these movies and TV shows are gonna come out in between the movies. They just haven't announced them yet because they're not sure how they want to release them or in what order, I guess, you know. But if he does become the Rune King, you know what I'm saying, I guess he will be taking a higher position. So having a younger version of himself, which would I guess would be a variant, he could probably be like teaching him the ropes or something. I'm not sure in the comics or anything if there is a younger Thor or something like that pop up. But what about his daughter? The girl he pretty much adopted, you know, that's his real daughter in real life, you know what I'm saying? What about her, bro? What's she gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Is she gonna have conflict with that Thor? You know, especially if that Thor is young, and how young is that Thor going to be? You know what I mean? I got questions, bro, because you know I don't read the comics. So leave some in the comments and let me know a little something. You feel me?
Some really cool, mature stories for Thor that they could do with Chris Hemsworth, and we could do Room King Thor finally.
See, look,
I that route, which they totally should. So I do expect there to be a new Wolverine, but I think the issue is, could somebody actually be a better Wolverine, or a Wolverine that's as accepted as Hugh Jackman's Wolverine at this point in time? Hugh Jackman,
I think they need a new Wolverine because they're resetting the X-Men. And the X-Men, I'm honest, I'm kind of confident that the new X-Men are going to be young. So they're going to need a younger Logan, unless they decide to keep the older Logan for the story and he just pops up later with the X-Men. But wouldn't that kind of be like them resetting the X-Men movies a little bit, bro? That's why I'm like, they might as well just get a whole new Wolverine. So why would they be keeping Hugh Jackman, bro? Like, what role would he play? Especially if they saying he's the main Wolverine, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking he might be having movies of his own. Because I feel like that would be the only thing that makes sense, is for him to have movies of his own. If they want to keep this, if they want to keep him as Wolverine at his age, you know what I mean?
Has played Wolverine for over 20 years. And even recently, James McAvoy, who plays, Professor X in the newer X-Men Fox films, he recently said no one can replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. No one. At New York Comic Con, he said when AI is taking over and playing all the roles and there are no actors anymore, he will still be playing Wolverine. Even AI will be like, nah, he got it. Nah. So is that the reasoning behind Marvel's
that's
decision
real respect right there,
keep
though.
Hugh Jackman on as Wolverine?
Hey, in real talk, bro, he got range. You know what I'm saying? As an actor, bro is one of the greatest actors of our time, and I feel like he's not getting a lot of his shine because it's a lot of other great actors. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real, but bro got range, bro. He act his ass off, man.
Probably. And Hugh Jackman's probably just loving playing Wolverine again. Sounds like he is. And I'm sure he's going to team up with Deadpool and other characters as well. Ryan Reynolds has already said that he's working on a mutant movie that's going to have a lot of people in it. It's an ensemble film. I'm assuming...
I hope they bring in like new characters like Luna Snow.
This Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, will probably be a part of that. And that might be a multiversal team if we dive back into the multiverse after Avengers Secret Wars. If not, they're probably going to just be off doing their own side shenanigans, which would mean there would be room for another main Wolverine to be a part of, let's say, an X-Men First Class. Even though he's not technically supposed to be there in the beginning for First Class, but who knows what stories they're going to do with the MCU. They might even hold off on introducing a new Wolverine for a pretty long time, and that's actually something they can do with Wolverine's story in the MCU. And the point of all this is to say that anything is actually possible going into this new reset MCU because of Avengers Doomsday.
So are we gonna have the X-Men without Wolverine for a little bit? Is that what he's trying to say? Until the X-Men, like, I guess, grow up or whatever. This Wolverine gonna have his own little storyline that he gonna make his way back to the X-Men to help them. Because I mean, it makes sense. Because I mean, Wolverine can live for a very long time, bro. You know what I mean? He could survive for a very... So it makes sense how he could just... And then he been to the TVA, so it's not like he can't just jump through different dimensions. Like, he's done it before. So I guess you could say he know how to do it, or he's going to be with Deadpool, and they're going to end up in a timeline where he's with the younger X-Men. They just decide to stay there for a certain reason. You know, I don't know. I feel like that's probably the route they're going to end up going.
Secret Wars. Marvel's basically telling the audience, look, you see all of these variants. They exist in different universes, but now that we're bringing them all together, moving forward, they can actually exist in the same universe. So expect a lot of new things in terms of teams, but also in terms of concepts, like two of the same characters existing in the same universe. Now, again, I do think they'll get a younger Wolverine, but I think they might wait
y'all think they're going to play the younger Wolverine
before they do that and let Hugh kind of be the main Wolverine of the MCU.
That's probably the trouble they have right now.
5 to 10 years after Secret Wars. Go ahead and let me know what you think about this. Would you like this, or would you like a new one? Now, like I said, with the reset comes new
Midnight
teams,
Suns.
and the Midnight Suns are going to be one of those teams.
I can't wait,
got updates
bro.
that Ghost Rider is going to be a part of the Midnight Suns team.
Which Ghost Rider?
And recently, we've heard that Blade is still on. Mia Goth just said today that she is still attached to the Blade film. They are still working on Blade. It's not canceled. She recently said in an interview with Elle.
Now, they better not be lying, bro, because, bro, this movie got canceled, brought back, bro. They better not be lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm real excited for a Blade movie, bro. Blade is my guy. Not just because he black. Just Blade is, he's my guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love the whole vampire werewolf. You know what I mean? So the fact that we have one in here, bro, you know, it made me more excited to watch it. When I watched it and I realized who it was, Wesley Snipes, I was like, yeah. But I know this Blade is most likely not going to be Wesley Snipes. It's going to be Mahershala Ali. But I'm still excited just to see a Blade movie, bro. Blade is fire, bro. Like, it's been too long. Same thing for Ghost Rider, bro. We need both of them to have their own movies again. So I'm actually excited for them to bring out the Midnight Suns, because the Midnight Suns might actually lay out the foundation for them to have their own movies. It might be the first thing that dropped with us seeing them again on screen, and then after the Midnight Suns, we'll see a Blade solo movie and a Ghost Rider solo movie. Or it might be a movie where it's Blade and Ghost Rider in the same movie. That, I don't know if that could happen, but that should be fire. My shit. I'm watching it for sure. You know what I'm saying?
It's for the best that it's taken the time that it has. They want to do it right. So apparently they just keep pushing this thing back because they can't get it right. They've had a lot of different writers, a lot of different directors, but Mahershala Ali is still attached to it, which is a good sign. Mia Goth is still attached to it, which is a good sign, which means eventually
I'm glad they're not just pushing it out,
will
though.
Make this movie, especially because they do want him to be a part of the Midnight Suns. We've heard he might not actually be the leader, though, that Ghost Rider might actually.
Bro, they just do what I said, Marvel. Just put out the Midnight Suns first and make that the debut for Ghost Rider and Blade. And then after, put out a solo Blade movie there. Because to be honest, bro, Midnight Suns movie or TV show might actually give y'all a little bit of an idea of where to push Blade's story. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could probably use something that happens in the Midnight Suns that kind of connects to Blade and what happened with him off screen or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all could just pretty much make a story of when what was his name? Whistler? The white dude, you know, I'm being ready. When old boy died, y'all could just pretty much show us the whole storyline when he left old boy and old girl when he was off by his own. You know what I'm saying? I honestly forgot how the last movie ended, bro. It's been so long, bro. But y'all could do something like that, you know. Y'all could do something like that.
The leader. Now we don't know who's going to play Ghost Rider. We've heard a lot of rumors at this point in time. Ryan Gosling, Norman Reedus. A lot of people have been rumored. Keanu Reeves, I think, would be absolutely fantastic. I think that would be a great role for him to play, but we don't know at this point in time. But it does look like, of course, Marvel Studios is waiting till after the reset to bring the Midnight Suns into the MCU. We might see some cameos from characters who could be a part of the Midnight Suns in Secret Wars and Doomsday. For example, we've heard Ghost Rider is going to appear in Doomsday. We don't know who it's going to be. Reportedly, it's not Nick Cage, which I think would be a waste. I think we should totally have him back. But it could be perhaps a glimpse of the new Ghost Rider, maybe. Perhaps this cameo that we get goes on to be the real Ghost Rider of the MCU after the reset. But either way, Marvel has plans for the Midnight Suns. They're waiting until after Avengers Secret Wars, but Ghost Rider is apparently going to be one of the leaders. Blade is going to be a part of it, and they are still working on the Blade movie. And honestly, I'd rather them push it back and delay it to make sure they make a good movie instead of making a mid movie or even a bad movie. So I think this is the right move. I am excited for when it finally comes out. I'm super excited for the Midnight Suns, but go ahead and let me know your thought about this in the comments down below, including your thoughts about...
Bro, I'm real excited for the Midnight Suns, bro. It's been too long since you've seen a Ghost Rider or Blade movie, or just them on screen in general putting in work. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody was excited when Blade made his debut in Deadpool Wolverine, because nobody really thought it was going to happen. Nobody thought they was going to see him again because it's been that long, bro. Even though we're not using the Wesley Snipes Blade for this Blade, it's still exciting to just have Blade back, bro, because Blade is the one who started it all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. He is one of the characters that started it all. So I'm glad they got that coming, but I think they should drop it after the Midnight Suns TV show or movie, depending on how they do it. Midnight Suns. It should be after, because I think it will help them write something for Blade a lot better. You know, it would be a lot better for them to do it that way. But y'all let me know, bro, what y'all mostly excited about. You know, yeah, I'll see you on the next one, man.
Please like and subscribe.